Beaucoup de petits bruits au Spectrum de Montréal, même du gros bruit. Hein? C'était les SMITHEREENS qui étaient en spectacle là-bas et il y avait du son, croyez-moi. Apparemment, le groupe ne fait pas de test de son. Ils embarquent sur la scène, ils disent aux gars du son, mets le volume dans le tapis, puis nous autres, on va s'arranger avec le reste et ça donne un son très, très fort. Mais le show est excellent. Si on parle un peu de l'histoire du groupe des SMITHEREENS, eh bien, ils se connaissent depuis longtemps. Il y a 3 membres de la formation qui se sont rencontrés au primaire. Ils ont grandi ensemble littéralement. Plus tard, ils ont formé un groupe et via les annonces classées, ils ont recruté le chanteur du groupe. Leur premier album remonte à 1980. Ils se sont rendus maintenant avec 3 albums. Le plus récent pour titre Smithereen 11. L'album est d'ailleurs au numéro 58 du palmarès des meilleurs vendeurs Billboard et ça monte toujours. Et la chanteuse Marie Pourde hier a fait une entrevue avec le chanteur du groupe The Smithereens.
So you don't like classical rock and roll, eh?
That's just a joke. I mean, I grew up listening to Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and Uriah Heep, what I call real heavy metal. You know, more obscure, left of center. Most of the things that they call heavy metal now are not. They're just sort of produced pop music with heavy metal trappings. But that's the real thing. Like the first Black Sabbath album, it's sort of a joke because people think that we're so heavily 60s influenced. The only thing that we could play is the Beatles. But we can play all that stuff.
Change a little bit with your new producer, and you know, he worked with Living Colour, Ed worked with Living Colour and other bands like that. So does it change something? Did it change?
Well, people that have listened to the record and taken note of the fact that we have a new producer, Ed Stasium, seem to think that he's given us a heavier sound, but it's not the truth, really. If I played you demo recordings of most of the songs from the album, they're actually heavier than what wound up recorded for the album. But I think in terms of his technique as a producer, he was much more meticulous. He took a lot more time to record the record.
The album and on the other albums, do you have a lot of songs who talks about girls? So what does it mean? It must be really important for you.
Well, I mean, you write about the state of your life. You know, basically, everyone's happiness is determined by the state of the relationship they're involved in or they're not involved in at a specific point in their life. And people ask, well, why don't you write political lyrics? And my answer is I write about the politics of relationships. I think usually that determines your outlook in a general sense. For the new album, I tried to step outside of my own experience and write about different situations. There's a song about Buddy Holly's widow. It's called Maria Elena. A Girl Like You was written for a movie called Say Anything, which was written and directed by Cameron Crowe, who did Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And I wrote that based on my impressions of a screenplay that they sent me. So not all of the writing on the new album is about my own life, about my personal life. But I was obsessed with writing about girls for a long time, but not anymore.
Un excellent spectacle, j'ai encore les oreilles qui bourdonnent d'ailleurs. Les projets des SMITHEREENS, c'est bon, bien sûr terminer la tournée canadienne, tournée qui les mènerait par la suite aux États-Unis, ensuite l'Angleterre est au programme, la Scandinavie, l'Europe, le monde, quoi. Alors ça va être une grosse tournée. Projet d'album, bon, l'album est presque terminé, un 4e album. Tout ce qu'il reste à faire, c'est l'enregistrer. Ça va être enregistré aux États-Unis en décembre.